Hi everyone! In today's video, I'll be showing you how to recreate this gorgeous mint set of nails. So starting off, I am showing you guys the base kit that I'll be using from the company called Cloud Beauty. Here is the matte no wipe top coat from Miley, and this is the shade that we'll be using across all those nails. It's from the company called Bluesky, and it's in the shade PN05 Pistachio Gelato, I think it's called. And next up we have spider gel that we'll be using from the company called For Beauty, and it's in the shade 1, which is their black. Here are some of the crystals we'll be using, and this gorgeous blue is so sparkly. I couldn't help but have to show you guys. It's in the pot. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And here are some of the AB crystals that I'll be using. I've just got a massive cluster of them all together. So we will have to pick out the shapes that we want. And here are quickly the flowers, caviar beads, and a few pearls that I've got there that we'll be trying to incorporate into the video. The pearls won't be touched, the flowers will, and also the caviar beads. So we've got quite a few things in this video that I haven't used before. Spider gel, I've got a few. These are things I haven't really tapped into just yet. I also have a lot of stickers that I never ever use, which is so annoying because I have so many beautiful stickers. So I'm super happy I was able to incorporate it into the video. And this also shade of green. It's a color that I don't usually use. I've challenged myself to randomly pick out a color whenever I film, not to just keep going back to my basics. As you probably all know, I keep picking out my nude and I just love it so much. So now I'm trying to kind of challenge myself and pick out colors I don't normally use. And yeah, just kind of do sets with them, be a bit more creative, and you know, use them up because that's kind of what they're here for. Otherwise they're just sat in a drawer. So that's kind of the plan. So we are starting off with this this pastel-y green, and it is one that I don't usually like to pick out normally anyways. As you can see, it's a fairly liquidy kind of gel polish. It kind of appeared shit as well. It's one of those that I don't really like to use, but to be honest, after today's set, I am actually kind of I've grown to love it. I feel like I kind of judged it maybe a bit too soon. But as you can see now, I am applying a nice thin layer across all those nails. It's going to go into the lamp, and then once it's out, we're going to apply our second coat of this gel polish. So what I've decided to do, I've got all of my tips. So all the gel polishes I have in my collection, they're all kind of swatched on the tips. So like I said, I'm going to try and do kind of gel polish sets with ones I don't normally use. So the plan is that every time I want to go in and create a new set for some videos for you guys, I'm going to close my eyes, pick out a colour from my little tips, and whatever it lands on, I have to create. And once it has been picked out, I cannot put it back in. So that way I'm basically going to circulate throughout all of my gel polishes, which is so exciting to me. I'm so happy I'll be able to use all of them. Kind of like a little excitement thing for me. Kind of makes me a bit happy when I get to use a shade or a gel polish I don't usually use, because I just feel like it came to use and it became useful kind of thing. So that's the plan. So starting off quite well, I think. I'm super happy with how this set has came out. I did get quite inspired with some Pinterest, so yeah, so I got really inspired and I tried to put my own little twist on this, put some crystal in there and all of that kind of jazz. So I'm super excited how it came out, and I can't wait for you guys to see the final results. So as you see now, the 2 layers have been applied and we are going in with our spider gel. So I decided to pick out the index finger first, and as you can see, I'm kind of trying to put the spider gel right in the middle of the nail and just drag it right down, almost creating a line. But you want to make sure that it is a bit not so straight. You want it to kind of overlap each other every so often, and you also want to make sure that it's not too thick, because I've also kind of noticed the more I play about with them, at the beginning, I used to not let the gel kind of drop down a little bit. So when I was placing lines, it always became a bit too thick. Those lines were super thick, and you really want them to be really thin, so it creates those, so you can actually distinguish between the lines, because sometimes when you put too much, you really cannot. So I went ahead and cured that, and now that it is out, I'm going in with my dotting tool, and I'm dipping into some black, and the black I'm using is from Vanillisa, and I am just kind of doing dots going down those spider gel lines that we just created, only on one side. So I decided to tackle the right side. So I'm doing one line of those dots, and then the other line that we're doing of those dots, we're kind of going to position them in between the first line that we've created, and we're going to basically repeat that throughout the whole process until that whole right side is covered. So once it's covered, we're going to pop it into the lamp, and then off camera, I didn't show it, I go in with my nail cleaner and I wipe the nail down, because you'll find that not only does it leave a tacky layer, but the black is quite pigmented and it won't always fully cure, so there'll always be some kind of residue. So since I'm going in with stickers, I really wanted to make sure that they stick nicely, and I always find that wiping off that tacky layer is always the way for me, and that way I won't have the sticker lifting when I apply some top coat, and we'll be able to cap it nicely with the matte top coat after. So here I'm just picking out some random stickers I thought would kind of look nice. So I decided to go with the blue stickers for this design, and at first I was a bit nervous. I almost picked purple, so I'm kind of glad I went in with the blue. And I just picked out like a flowery, rosy kind of flower right in the middle, and then I followed it at the bottom with a butterfly. Ooh, almost didn't say it. A butterfly, and you probably all know I quite like butterflies. A lot of my stickers actually are butterflies, but it did kind of make me quite happy that I was able to use a flower, because I really like flowers, but it's just one of those areas I don't normally tap into, so I'm quite excited that I got to use a flower sticker, and I think it looks so cool. And the more nails we do, the more the set kind of looks like it's coming together, and it's looking so much better. So since that nail is out now and it's all nice and matte, we are going in with the middle finger. So I'll be doing all of the spider gel dotted flowery nails first, and then after those are done, we've got 2 nails that are going to have some crystals. So for the middle finger, I'm doing the same thing with that spider gel as we did for the index finger when it comes to the technique, but I'll be doing it in the opposite direction. So we're doing it in the middle of the nail, going from one side to the other. So that has now been cured, and I'm going in with the black again, and we are doing the same exact thing with those dots, where you put down 1 layer of those black dots, and the line below that you'll be placing, you're just kind of placing it in between the above layer kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. I'm not always the best at describing things, so that's kind of what we're doing, and I am covering the bottom part of the nail when it comes to the dots. And then once it's done, we are going to pop it into the lamp once again, and as usual, also wiping down the tacky layer. I wish I kind of kept it in the video now, but it's all gone now, so I hope you guys can just trust me that I did it. And so once it's out, once again, I'm picking out my stickers, and for this one I also decided to go in with a flower, but this one is in a rose. This one's really pretty. I really like how this one looks, and it's so vibrant and pretty. Although when applying the matte top coat, it does matte obviously the sticker down, and it slightly dims the color down, but it's still super beautiful, and it still has such a cute contrast between the green and the blue. And once again, I decided to incorporate another butterfly. So we popped it kind of like above the flower. I wanted to make sure it looks like it's almost kind of flying off the nail. So once again, once that's done, we are going in with our matte top coat. On my matte top coat, it is finishing. I'm probably doing maybe it's either a sign that I'm doing too many matte nails, or yeah, I think that's kind of the little hint I think there. So I have now bought some other matte top coats, and I quite like to experiment with top coats, so I have purchased some other companies just to try out. I'm normally not too fussy, so it doesn't really bother me what I'm using really, so I just thought it would be quite nice to check out different companies, more expensive ones, much cheaper ones, just to see what's out there and what's kind of worth it and what's kind of not. So we've now got 2 nails done, so we now got a pinky, and that's the last one that we need to do now when it comes to the spider gel sticker dotting kind of technique. And for this one, I wanted to do it even differently than the other one, so I decided to go diagonally, going from the top of the nail downwards, and you kind of get to pick how far you go. So I kind of went halfway down the nail before I stopped, but you can completely drag that down right from the top of the nail right to the bottom and make it like a super slanted line, but I went for that kind of view. And then once I was happy, once again going into the lamp, and we can do our dots. So with our dots, I kind of decided to follow that line again and kind of do the dots kind of slanted, if that makes sense. So with the other one, we were either going downwards or across. This one's going down slanted. And same thing, we're going to pop the dots down, and then in between those dots do the second layer, and so on until we are happy. And it's also quite nice because I was thinking, rather than doing dots, you could also do like animal prints. So you could maybe do like a zebra print or like a leopard print or whatever prints are out there, like a maybe elephant print design, maybe with some stamping plates instead of those dots, which I think would look super cute as well. So maybe that might be another set that I could try and doing, kind of maybe twisting this nail design up a little bit and then doing some animal print. I don't know, we'll see, but yeah, this is what we're doing for now anyways. So now it's sticker time again, and for the pinky, I don't know, I just felt like I really wanted another flower there. I kind of felt like I couldn't find one from the stickers that were left that I liked enough to pop there, and it wasn't too big because it is a pinky. So instead I decided to go in with 2 butterflies, and I tried to make sure that they look different from one another. So one of them has some black, like the ending of the wings are kind of black, and the other one is a bit more blue, and they're 2 different shades of blue as well. So I really like to create contrast and not make things the same. So now we're going in with our matte top coat, and that will be the last nail now when it comes to stickers and spider gel and black gels and all of that kind of stuff. And now we've got the last 2 nails, which is the thumb and the ring finger when it comes to crystals. And we're making this set. I did the 3 nails, and I just felt like there has to be crystals. I don't know, for me, I feel like the crystals really elevate a nail design, and I love bling and I love the crystalness of a set. So yeah, that had to be in a signature set of mine. So here are now the 3 nails, and I think they look so cool. And we are now going to start working on that ring finger. So I've got all my crystals here lined up in my little containers. We've got 3 different sizes of the blue. We've got, of course, the AB crystals, which is a massive mixture, and we also have the pearls and the flowers. I'm going in with my Macart rhinestone glue gel, and I'm just applying that on the nail, and I'm kind of doing like an S-shaped application of it. So I'm doing it across the whole nail, just across the nail, almost like doing a big old S on it, and we'll be placing the crystals there. So there's kind of no technique to it. I reckon it's depending on what you actually place down and how big the nail is. So I decided to go in with that flower right in the middle and kind of surround it with blue and AB crystals. So I went in with the largest size of the blue crystal. I would tell you guys what kind of size it is, but I have absolutely no idea. I would also like to mention that these crystals aren't Swarovski or Preciosa, as much as I really want to get some. It just hasn't been something I got around to doing yet. There's also some new random collections I really want to get, so it's kind of on that agenda, just a bit lower down you could say, but I cannot wait to do a haul when I do get some. But until then, I'm using crystals from AliExpress, and to be honest with you guys, these are beautiful. I absolutely love the way they look, especially those blues. I find the blues so beautiful, and they are absolutely worth it. And the pack of, like, what is it, 1,440 I think they normally put in a pack, they're literally like £1.20 or maybe even £2. So I think it's just so worth it. And especially when I do press-ons, especially you could say when I do the videos, because not necessarily when I'm selling them, but when it comes to the videos, I do so many different designs off camera before I actually get the design I want to show you guys, and I feel like it would have been quite a waste of crystals to be just kind of making sets that I'm not happy with and not actually showing you guys, and it just ends up getting pretty much thrown away. So this is a nice little alternative if you guys are just kind of wanting to do designs for no one to kind of wear. I think this is a massive win. But as you can see, quickly going back to the video, I am just kind of picking up all random different sizes, just seeing what's working. I did try to alternate between AB and blue, and just kind of do one AB, one blue, and so on, until I was kind of happy. So I really liked how it came out. And then after we apply all those crystals, we're going to pop it into the lamp, and then we'll come back with it to it again. And that's just because I felt like I really wanted to incorporate those caviar beads, especially as they were already there, ready to go. So I thought I will try and cover up some areas, because there were some areas that I was like, oh, maybe I could cover that up a little bit more, give it a bit more of a, I don't know, texture or something to it, especially as the sizes that I do have are kind of limited. So if I had super small tiny little of those blue crystals, I think that would be quite beneficial right now to this nail. But since we don't have it, I did think that those caviar beads would be amazing to pop in there. And if you guys do use caviar beads, you probably know how hard it is sometimes to pick them up and actually place them where you want them, especially when you've got those pearls in the way. Those pearls were really bothering me. They were just in my way. Anything I picked up just felt like they were falling right onto my little picker up a tool and just being in my way. And I also don't really know how you'd use those pearls. They're just so big and chunky and round. I don't even know how I would ever incorporate it into a set. I can't even talk. But yeah, so maybe one day you might see a random set. But yeah, probably not anytime soon anyways. So yeah, just quickly applying those caviar beads. It can then get popped right into the lamp, and then we can apply our matte top coat. So with the matte top coat, especially on this nail and the thumb, do try and avoid those crystals as much as possible. Just go around it. Luckily, the way we place the crystals here is actually quite nice and easy to go around. I know sometimes it's so hard to go around the crystals when you've got them literally all over the nail and there's just gaps everywhere and you have to apply a top coat and it's just a massive mess. Maybe during those times it might be quite nice to use an actual nail art brush to go around the crystals, but luckily for us in today's video, it's super duper easy. So that's the last time we're going to see it glossy, because in a moment it is matte. So this is what it's looking like. I think it makes just the crystals pop so much more when it's a matte background, which is so nice. So we've popped it back on and we've got one last nail to look at, and it's the thumb. And for the thumb, I kind of wanted to do my standard like tiara kind of crystal placement right at the top of the nail. But whilst I was at it, I felt like I could slightly change it just ever so slightly, and rather than doing that standard big old crystal in the middle followed by smaller ones on either side, I decided to pop the flower kind of gem crystal-y thing, whatever it is, right in the middle instead of the big crystal, and then kind of cover that one with the blue and the AB crystals, just kind of to make it match a bit more when it comes to that ring finger. So I wanted it to match a bit more, so I thought that it would look good, and I'm so glad I did it. I think it looks amazing. So we placed that white crystal, and then I'm applying the biggest blue crystal that I have right next to it, and then I'm doing a tiny little blue one going down. So that's the kind of thing. And then after that, I'm going in with an AB, and I'm kind of picking out a slightly bigger AB to fill in the gap between the two blue. There we go. That's the kind of size I'm going for. And then after that, I'm following up again with a blue crystal. And then I am going to follow that one up once more with the smallest blue crystal I have, just to kind of curve it around a bit more around the nail. I kind of wanted it to look a bit more like a C kind of thing going around the top, like a little C curve. And when it comes to the crystal placement on this nail, that'll be about it. So nothing too crazy, especially as I feel like the ring finger was so crazy that this one can be more on the subtler side. So that's what it's looking like. I'm going to pop it into the lamp. And then last thing we got to do, oh, that transition was so good. You couldn't even change it moved. You couldn't, see that even moved. So it did go in the lamp. And now we're going in with our matte top coat real quick. And then once that gets cured, that will basically be the end of the video. And I hope you guys liked it so much, because I absolutely loved filming it. I am so happy with how this set has came out. And I just can't wait to tackle more colours in my collection that I haven't touched in probably forever. So here is the matte nail. And here it is, how everything is looking like. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you recreate it, please don't forget to tag me, because I would love to see it. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!